MCL 257.320 Duration of revocation or suspension. Eligibility for reinstatement. Losing your driver's license can disrupt daily routines, limit independence, and create significant stress. Michigan law outlines how long a suspension or revocation lasts and what a driver must do to regain driving privileges. Understanding these rules under MCL 257.320 helps clarify what triggers a suspension or revocation, what distinguishes the two, and what steps make someone eligible for reinstatement. The law allows the Michigan Secretary of State to investigate or re-examine a driver when certain events occur, including excessive points, unsafe driving behavior, or medical conditions that affect the ability to operate a vehicle safely. When the Secretary of State takes action, the driver receives notice and may be required to undergo a re-examination that can lead to restrictions, suspension, or revocation depending on the findings. Suspensions under this law cannot exceed 1 year at a time, while revocations continue until the individual satisfies the requirements to regain a license. The distinction between a suspension and a revocation is significant. A suspension temporarily removes driving privileges for a set timeframe that can last from days to up to 1 year. At the end of the period, the license may be reinstated once conditions are met and fees are paid. Some suspensions remain in effect until a driver provides necessary information, such as updated medical documents. A revocation, however, cancels the license entirely and requires a waiting period of at least 1 year, or 5 years for a second revocation within 7 years, before a driver may apply again. Even after the minimum waiting period, a driver must prove they deserve reinstatement, often through a hearing process. Revocations are issued when conduct suggests a substantial threat to public safety, including repeated or severe violations. Drivers can face suspension or revocation for several reasons, including medical or physical inability to drive safely, involvement in a fatal accident, multiple at-fault crashes within a short time frame, accumulating too many points, or violating restrictions on a license. Each circumstance reflects behavior or conditions that the state views as a risk, and additional steps such as defensive driving courses or substance abuse evaluations may be required before privileges can be restored. Understanding how reinstatement works is essential when navigating the aftermath of a suspension or revocation. For a suspension, reinstatement typically follows the end date once fees are paid and conditions are met. A revoked license requires reapplying as a new driver after the waiting period, which generally includes passing vision, written, and road tests. Many revocations, especially those involving alcohol or reckless driving, require a driver's license appeal hearing. During this hearing, the driver must show rehabilitation, compliance with treatment, or consistent responsible behavior. If approved, reinstatement may occur with restrictions, including ignition interlock requirements. If denied, the individual must wait before attempting the process again. Reinstatement fees generally apply unless the suspension was medical, and in some situations, changes in Michigan law require the Secretary of State to automatically reinstate licenses suspended for reasons that no longer exist under current statutes. Drivers should also be aware of serious consequences associated with ignoring restrictions. Michigan law makes it a misdemeanor to drive while revoked or suspended, and repeat offenses may lead to felony charges, fines, jail time, or extended sanctions. Keeping address information updated is essential because missing notices can result in automatic penalties. Drivers retain the right to appeal sanctions either through an administrative hearing or through the circuit court, though timelines and procedures must be closely followed, and an attorney can help navigate the complexities of these appeals. A suspension or revocation can also affect insurance rates, as insurers may increase premiums or cancel policies based on driving records. Completing educational courses and reducing points can help mitigate long-term impacts. Restoring driving privileges can feel overwhelming, but understanding the requirements of MCL 257.320 provides clarity and reassurance. For those facing revocation or suspension, the support of a lawyer or attorney can make the process more manageable. Michigan defense law is committed to guiding clients through reinstatement steps with care and skill. If you need help understanding your options or preparing for reinstatement, you can contact Michigan Defense Law at 248-451-2200 or visit them at 2525 South Telegraph Road, Suite 100, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, 48302, United States.